morning. I'm Jen Hurd, and welcome to the Thrive Through Life Change event, where we're going to learn how to regain powerful energy, create an inspiring vision, and a balanced life in spite of everything going on in the world around us today. I am a professional organizer, and I have been for 30 years. I decided to create this event because over the course of time, I worked one-on-one with client after client, going through major life changes, and some would transition to the next phase just fine, and others, well, not so much. So, combined with my life experiences, I decided it was time to go out and find some experts that could speak to people from all over the world and show that there's really no major life change that you can't overcome. And these experts are going to just discuss just how they've done it and overcome, grown, and thrived, and we can all too. So I wanted to introduce my guest today, Michelle Poitier, and I'm really excited to speak with you. I'm going to tell the audiences. Yeah. I'm going to tell the audience just a brief bit about you. She's a United States veteran of the Navy intelligence community with 13 years of honorable service. She's a mom, a grandmother, and a leader. And she's a force of nature to boot. She's a graduate of University of Phoenix with a bachelor's in management and CEO of Michelle Speaks. If you hide it, you can't heal it. She has a coaching and mentoring organization there. And she's also the founder of Healing Women, Healing Nations in Northeast Florida. It's a social service organization. She has a journey of her own to speak of for healing from sexual and domestic abuse, military sexual trauma, mental illness related to that, obviously secondary to that. And this was a passion for her, really helping other people on their journey to healing. As with many of our experts, she's definitely learned it through experience. So she wrote a book or several books for women that have encountered trauma and abuse. And she's created a lot of programs such as Unmasking the Hurt and Redefining Your Life Path. So a lot of really helpful programs for women who've gone through some really tough stuff. So welcome, Michelle. It's super great to see you today.
Thank you so much. I'm so honored to be here. Thank you for having me, Jennifer.
Yes, you're welcome. I love your space. Inhale courage, exhale fear. This is exactly where we want to go today.
Exactly. When you see it, when you can envision it and you can write it, then you can implement it.
Exactly. Well, I want to jump in because the way I found you was about your book, Releasing the Pain.
Okay.
And because I was looking up trauma and ways that people could, get help for difficult life situations and things that they've gone through that really hold them back. And this is obviously a huge area for women. And so some of our audience may well have gone through some trauma and lost, had some losses early in their life. So what I wanted to see about was your thoughts about how people can really work on healing from unthinkable things. So, getting that back to that mental wellness. What are some of your ideas about getting back to your mental wellness from these?
Well, first and foremost, the status of our mental health governs every other aspect of our lives. So if we're not well mentally, then we're not well in relationships, with our finance, educationally, socially, it just runs the gamut. So by releasing the pain rather than stuffing the pain or hiding the pain or numbing the pain, that is the pathway to true healing, and not just healing, but wholeness. Because this is the thing, we all have emotions. We've all encountered grief, pain, trauma, fear, disappointment, discouragement. But how we navigate and manage those things that we've encountered either leads to a pathway of self-destructive behaviors, sabotage relationships, or it can be the pathway for us really discovering who we are and the purpose in that pain, because there's always a purpose. And so those are some of my thoughts on that, because we as a society have been ingrained, and I'm saying this in generalities, to run after success, to run from pain, to thrive on pleasure, and to suppress pain. And when we do that, because we have things that are so deeply embedded within our hearts, it affects the way we perceive life and receive love. And we don't even know why, because we don't know the root of the original emotion that has caused us to see life through the skewed lens of our pain, whether it's unprocessed pain. And for me, mental illness is, in layman's terms, it is unprocessed pain and suppressed emotion.
Yes, I would definitely say in my life too, when I've really felt like things have gone off the rails is when I wasn't dealing with something that happened. I was just going to work and stuffing it down. And that's when it can get you, and it can really affect your health physically and emotionally,
Exactly.
take you down.
Exactly.
Definitely. And that's what we really want to help people prevent. And, that it's not a taboo to speak out about these things anymore. You really can seek either a tribe of people to get in that you have similar experiences, or to find a professional to work with you, like
Right.
a great coach like Michelle, who has had experiences and already walked through that fire, that can get alongside you and show you, that kind of thing. How
And
you
still
work.
walking through and still
Yeah.
walking through. This is the thing that I tell
Oh,
people. Healing and recovery is a journey. It's not a destination.
right.
It's just like peeling back an onion. You heal
Yeah.
that layer and you think you're good until you hit another barrier or another wall, and then there's another area that needs to be addressed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's always reasons why we attract things into our lives, and good or bad. And the bad things that we're attracting, there's something in there usually that we need to get to the core of why we're calling that in, why it's coming. And so there's so much work we can do. I don't think there's ever been a better time, though, for self-discovery and for finding, people to work with than there is now, with having, the internet, and having the ability to even remotely access someone across the world who maybe
Right. And you
that.
can do it from the comfort of your own home if it's something that you don't want anybody else to know that you're experiencing, or
Right.
that you're going through, because depending on what it is, some people either they're ashamed, or they haven't processed all of the pain, and they don't want that they don't want to be minimized or diminished because of that, or made to be to
Right.
be viewed upon as weak, especially if they are the strong one and the go-to, and everybody comes to them and leans on them. And so it may be difficult. It could be challenging to admit that you need help.
Yeah. I never realized how complex shame was, from these circumstances. I've been reading Brene Brown lately. Her book, I Thought It Was Me, but it isn't, or Just Me, but it isn't. And that book, the whole focus is on shame, and it's so interesting, the reasons why, people don't seek out help, and
Right.
the things we get tied up in, that, there's a lot of chains you need to break to get through to, and to walk that path and get well and get, and exposing pain is not comfortable.
At all, especially in a society that shuns that,
Right.
dealing with the pain.
Exactly. So you have a model that you've put together in terms of, for use in your coaching practice and with your clients. And you said it's the ACE model, right?
Right.
So
The
talk
ACE
a little
model.
bit about it, the ACE model. Yeah, let's talk about it and describe a little bit about how that works.
So basically, because as I shared earlier, we are ingrained, it's naturally ingrained. It can be traditional, our upbringing, environment, but we do not confront things. We do not sit with things, and it's a process. It's a grieving of sorts if you've encountered a trauma or a pain or anything like that. So you have to go through the process. It's just like grieving a death, because it is a death. You've lost, a portion of who you are. And so the ideology behind the ACE model is this: first, accept. And acceptance doesn't mean that you agree with what has happened. It doesn't negate, the pain or the hurt or the whatever it is that you've encountered.
Right.
It's just accepting where you are now, not trying to avoid how you got there, or not even come into agreement with how you got there, but accept where you are in the moment. And so that is the thing behind acceptance, because and I'm sorry, I took some notes because I wanted to
and I agree with you on that so much, because I think I had a really good coach that I went to years ago when I went through my divorce, and she was talking about the word should, because I was like, I should do this, I should do this, I should feel this way. And she's like, you've just got to stop shoulding on yourself. There is no shoulding.
Literally.
And and the acceptance part is huge, just saying, this is how it is today. It shouldn't be any other way. This is how it is right now.
Because we expend more energy. More energy is wasted resisting the circumstances, resisting what's happened, rather than just embracing it and accepting it as is. And it doesn't mean that you're in agreement with it. It's just, this is what happened. I can't do anything about it. Let me just accept where I am now, and not focus on, because what we focus on is going to grow. What we focus on is going to be magnified. So if we focus on what I should have done, what I could have done to prevent this, what I, then we're stuck. That's where we get stuck. So that's the acceptance piece.
Yes,
And
that
the
stuck
compassion
piece. I want to help people avoid that stuckness. Yes, we definitely need to realize that. Totally.
And the compassion piece is, we are our own worst critics. We will champion others. We will advocate for others. We will support and celebrate others. But when it comes to ourselves, we are our most critical of ourselves. And what we speak to ourselves is what is going to manifest. You know, we can speak life into others. We can encourage others. We can encourage others. Go get the counseling if you need counseling. Don't be ashamed. Go to that group. You know, go be a part of a support group. You know, you can do this. You can start that business. You can be successful in that relationship. You can be vulnerable. But when it comes to us, oh, well, the relationship failed because I wasn't attractive enough, or I didn't support him enough, or when I didn't get the position because I wasn't qualified, they weren't going to hire me anyway. You know, it can be anything.
Yeah. I've mentored a lot of women on my side of things, and some of them, because I'm the president for our organizer association in the state, and I work with a lot of women who are starting businesses.
Right.
And the self-talk is amazing. When you join a group like that, it's so helpful for a lot of the women who've started businesses on their own, who maybe their self-talk has been like, I'm not sure I can do this.
Right.
I really don't know if I have the skills, you know, little imposter syndrome or whatever it is, you know, like I don't really know. First it was a hobby, but they're good at it. And it just takes someone saying, but you're good at this. It's what makes you light up. It's what you need to be doing. And all of a sudden, I mean, I've had women literally burst into tears because someone finally said to them, you can do this, because they've been saying you can't do this. And that's why groups are great, though, because someone in there will step up, you know, in that group and say, but it's really possible. Have you thought about it this way or whatever? And it really does help people to build a little bit of compassion for themselves and hear, yes, I can do that, you know.
And this is the thing with compassion as well, you know, because as women, we are nurturers by nature. The way that we were grown up. We are mothers, leaders, lovers, friends, sisters, you know, whatever we need to whoever we need to be it for. But we don't nurture ourselves because of the things within that we have not addressed. And so the thing that we're missing, we want to not just give love, but receive love, to be seen and to be heard. Yeah. And we have to be heard first by ourselves. So what are you speaking to yourself? That's the compassion piece.
Yeah.
To be heard.
And I think women who look in the mirror and just say, I'm fat every day, you know, you're not motivating yourself in any way with those kind of statements. Right. If you should see what I wrote on my board over here before I started my day today when I got in this office, because I was like, bless people. You love what you do. It's a great day to have a great day. You have to feed yourself a diet of that to get yourself there sometimes, even if you don't feel like it. You know, but you got to write it on your mirror and your best lipstick or whatever you want in the morning.
Write the vision and make it plain. Have a good 2 and 2. I have 10 daily affirmations that I do. These for myself, but also for the women that I mentor. You know, you have to speak it. You are powerful beyond measure when you look in the mirror. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. You know, you are strong in mind, body, and spirit. And the more you say it, you know, your shoulders lift a little bit higher. You stick your chest out. You know, you lift your head up if you were, you know, fold over. It's what you speak because you're speaking life. And then the last most important piece is to educate yourself, especially when addressing mental health. Educate yourself on whatever it is the doctors have diagnosed you with. And then determine what works best for you. Not what they prescribe, not what they tell you, but what works best for you, because nobody knows you better than you.
Yeah, so we have to advocate for ourselves 100%.
Right. We can advocate for others, we can advocate for ourselves. So acceptance, compassion, and education.
Yeah. And you can't take what like a medical doctor necessarily says. They know the book part, but there's a lot more that everybody is so different. You really have to pay attention to your own needs and really press into it then and say, well, wait a minute, this isn't working and I need to see this. And, you know, try to find, and my goodness, the access we have now with the internet to be able to research.
It's at the tip of our fingers, you know. The solution is right there, or a solution. I'm not going to say the solution. A solution is right there. You know, because, you know, we're connected, mind, body, and spirit. So you have to address all three. And the mind, body, and spirit is affected by the wounds that we have in our soul that we have not addressed.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So when we heal the wounds within the soul, then the mind can soar, the body can soar, and the spirit can soar.
Yeah. Yeah. And that takes work, and it's painstaking, but it's worth it.
It's worth it.
Totally. So now let's change gears a little bit to sort of present day time, this COVID situation. There's a huge impact on mental health.
Yes.
With, I'm sure, our audience and just everyone in general is going through it in different, they're finding it their own way. The loneliness aspect, the depression aspect, the change aspect just alone, because change is hard for everyone.
Right.
And since it's a global change happening all at one time, everybody's sort of in a painful situation, grieving the loss of something, whatever it might be, even just the loss of human contact, right? So you have this disconnection. So what are some things we can do, and the audience can consider, to sort of balance that out, sort of regain their energy and sort of get their connections back?
Well, because we are hardwired for connection, yes, this is hard because that's how we were created. But you can still create that connection. But the key is this: you have to first reconnect with who you are now, because as things change, we have to change. And so I believe COVID, the silver lining is it's given us an opportunity to really address things, or even ideas or things that we've wanted to do. It gives us the opportunity to explore that. And so you have to get comfortable with being by yourself, with no distractions, no phone, no friends, no work. It's just you meeting you each and every day. And so you have to create a plan. Without a vision, our people perish. Without a vision, people cast off restraint. So you have to have a plan, a system in place. So what is your new system? How do you create a new norm? You don't have to get up and go to work anymore for those that, are still furloughed, or maybe they've lost their job. So you create
right.
So you have to envision it within. And then whatever you envision, you write it. And once you write that vision, you implement it a little bit each day. And I'll just give you an example.
Sure.
I get up each morning and I have my alarm clock going off at about 6, but I set it across the room so that I have to get up, because I have to make myself get up, because if not, I will lay there in bed. I will lay there all day, because where am I going? Who do I have to
Right.
And the longer you lay there, then you'll seep into a depression. Well, I don't, So you have to have a plan. I get up in the morning, I do some yoga, I do some prayer, I do some meditation, and then I begin to write out my vision for the day. What do I want to accomplish today? What new thing do I want to create? So let me research it. And so you just have to have a plan. Because if you don't have a plan, there's a saying that goes something like, if those that don't have a plan, they plan to fail.
Yeah, it's true. And one of the things I found was a blessing with having this extra time.
Yes.
Was that, I found a new devotional that I ordered, because I wanted to spend more time doing that and having some more planning time and just some more prayer time and contemplation and whatever. And busyness took over, and working 6 days a week as I was until this happened. This was a blessing to be able to go back into my roots a little bit. And I'm sure many people have done this, but find a new devotional, I found a new really great planner that's a different style of planning. So it sort of changes the way you think about things, and it has built in a significant emotional component to it, as well as just tasks. I came up on like day planners and all that, where it was just task. Well, that's fine, but there's a lot more to us than that. And
what is the motivation behind wanting to do the task? It's
right.
Mindset.
Yeah, exactly. So that was something else I sought out over this forced vacation, was a new, a little bit of a new methodology for myself, because, there's a lot of them out there. There's some really great, planner combined, things that you can use.
But you will know intuitively, because during this time, we have a lot of time to reconnect and trust what we feel, because honestly, the first thing that we feel is normally the right thing. Yeah. And so you will know what is right for you. But being able to tap into that will help you, find what it is that you want to do. If it's something that you've had a passion about, but now you haven't had the time for, now you have the time to really embark upon that. And so, it's been a blessing. It really is. And if you don't have a vision, a personal mission statement for your life, then I recommend you get one, and then you have to know it and speak it daily in the mirror daily. My personal life's vision is I'm a woman of faith, living life audaciously in spite of seeing the invisible, doing the impossible, and inspiring others to do the same.
Wow, I love that.
That charges me. Okay, this is my mission statement. This is my why in a sense. And I have another why, but that's my mission statement.
Yeah.
Write down why you want to do the things that you want to do.
Yeah, exactly. It really does help you to formulate a path. Part of what happened with over COVID break for me, I had a client pass away, and I didn't really know why. And I think a lot of it was fear.
Yeah.
And when I witnessed that, and I witnessed that more than once, where someone couldn't handle something when things went topsy-turvy, went a little bit sideways, and they've either really declined in health or they've passed away and just sort of quit this earth because it was too much. And I thought, and that's what really spun me around and said, okay, it's not just about helping people with their stuff. I have a higher mission than that, and I know that. Broader audience, more, find the people, pull the people together that can support making sure this doesn't happen.
Right.
And give people tools, And so it shifted my mission, because my mission's always been to help people with their stuff, right? In the physical realm, which is a huge emotional component as well. And I've taken psychology classes to combine them because of that. But now it's really getting driven into the psychological because of seeing what I'm seeing. And but when you have that happen, and you have the blessing of the time to reformulate and recalibrate and look at what you want to do with that, information and where your gifts are, because if you, and I think people should look at their gifts. I think they should just make a list, just take a piece of paper and write out, what am I good at? What do I love? And it can be as simple, I like folding laundry. It makes me happy.
Right. What am I naturally inclined to do?
Yeah.
What do I have a natural affinity for?
Right. Yeah, you name it. Make a list and do more of the things on that list. Because really that will help too. If taking your dog for a really long walk in the woods makes you happy, then plan more of that in. Take that calendar and plan more of that in.
And plan movement, because it's so easy to get sedentary during this time. But you have to move it. It raises it releases, good feeling endorphins.
Mm-hmm.
It boosts your mental clarity and your feel good. So get moving. I love yoga, but I also do, I just had some surgery on my knee, so I can't run anymore right now. But I ride. I do a 10-mile bike ride every day.
Nice.
And when I come back, I'm full of energy. I'm ready to go. I can plan my day. I can write things out, and I have this boost of energy and clarity, and things just come. So movement is key.
Yeah.
And then get an accountability partner.
Yeah, exactly. Find a friend to take that walk with if you can't walk a dog or whatever, or a partner, spouse, or child. Get your kids going. I know I saw a couple on, social media is great for that. Over the break, I saw a lot of families doing a mile run with their kids every day or a couple days a week, and everybody kind of races to get the best time. And it's great, and it's a family fun thing. And there's even all these guys in some neighborhood that ride their big wheels around the neighborhood every night. Have you seen that video that's going around? All the dads get on big wheels and ride around the neighborhood. There's 30 or 40 of them.
I'm going to look it up.
I know, super fun, dads on big wheels. But, why not? It's crazy, it's fun, and it's just a total break from drudgery or, being stuck in the house. So huge.
And I will say this also, don't focus on monetary gain, because the money will come, and money does not make you happy. True wealth and true prosperity is when you are providing value and you're enriching the lives of others. So find something that you're naturally inclined to do. Yeah. And guess what? The money will come. Mm-hmm. Pursue the passion, the profit will come.
Yeah. Well, the last big break I had in my life was after my divorce, because I relocated from Arizona back to Michigan, and that's what I did. I took the break, and I thought, what do I like to do? And I made a list. And I took that list, and what it added up to, I said, well, I'll make this into a business. And that's what I did. I just took the list of things I love to do, and it became a business. And then I found all these other people that like to do the same thing. And now I have a team of people, that work with, and I help other people grow. And then, it just feeds on itself. I started with a list of, I like to fold laundry. I like to clean houses. And
it's just that simple.
Yeah, it really is. It can be that.
One step at a time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I used to have that on my wall. It said one thing at a time, and that done well. Just keep stepping in, keep stepping in, do the best you can at what you're doing in that step.
And having that accountability partner is so key because
Yeah.
it holds you accountable to showing up.
Yeah.
You know, because I don't know how many times, because I'm a woman, I am not going to tell you that I'm doing something that I'm not doing.
Right.
And so I have to do it. And so because I have to do it, I'm going to show up, you know.
Yeah.
And so as women, you know, as people in general, but we're talking about women, you know,
Yeah.
we are our sister's keeper, you know, and together we are better. And
Yeah.
so, you know, we will hold one another accountable. Hey, you said you were going to do this. You haven't done it. Where are you? You know,
Right.
I'm not going to stop bothering you. So you might as well just answer that text, pick up that phone, you know, or don't make me drive to your house. Well, not during COVID. But it's just that kind of accountability that will cause you to show up, and then you will succeed in whatever it is that you put your hand to.
Yeah.
But you
And
got to
saying
do
it
the
out
work.
loud, yeah, saying it or writing it out loud, it just makes a huge difference. Just getting it, putting it out there, this is what's going to happen, is huge. So definitely like,
Be intentional and impactful.
yeah. So you've got a great, your organization that helps women after trauma. You're working on a new, sort of like a new amazing retreat, right? That you're putting together.
Our next project, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Tell us about that.
The lost art of connectedness. And actually, I was sharing with Jennifer before we came on. I'm just getting back in town because I went to the venue in Williamsburg, Virginia. It's going to be at, it's being hosted by Beacon Institute Veteran Pathways Home. But this is the whole idea behind that. Women, again, like I said earlier, because we focus so much on nurturing others, often we can become disconnected from who we are or who we were created to be. So the three things that we're going to address at our retreat is how to reconnect with the creator, yourselves, and then with others, which is the surrounding community and our loved ones, because we're so pivotal in the lives of them. And so we have a plethora of things planned, from doing exercises such as learning how to reconnect through movement, you know, because when you're fluid in movement, the body moves. We speak with our bodies. And so how to connect through movement, how to reconnect using sounds, how to reconnect, you know, by addressing the things that have been buried within. So we're going to do some deep work, but we're also going to have some fun. You know, there's some reflective activities, but there are also some interactive activities. And so it's a 2.5-day retreat. It's in Williamsburg, Virginia. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
All of the greenery. I mean, I fell in love with the greenery. I didn't want to come home, but I love nature.
Right.
So it's just an opportunity for you to reconnect with yourself. And we do it every year. This is the first 2-day retreat, but every March we do a learning to love me, you know, the art of learning to love me. And so each year we do a different theme. Like last year we did emotions that lead us astray.
Oh, wow.
Before that, it was identifying your blind spots. And so, you know, we do things like that. And so this retreat is going to be phenomenal. You know, myself and my partner that collaborated to make this event a success, we're super excited about what we're going to offer the ladies, and even our breakthroughs, because, you know, we first have to break through before we help others break through. And so even just attending the training that we attended and looking at the venue, we received another level of breakthrough. And we established a deeper bond of connection because we are hardwired for it.
Yeah. No, that's really exciting. That sounds like a tremendous event. So if you want more information, we're going to have a link on this page to be able to find the website, Michelle's website. And she also is going to do a great a 30-minute self-discovery call that you can do, with her. So you can access that on the link. And she also has these great Michelle Speaks t-shirts you can get with these great sayings. You have one, what did you say it was? Adapt
and overcome.
I love that. So she'll have some t-shirts available she can ship out to you. Yeah, that's amazing. That sounds awesome and very befitting of our audience today. So reach out, click the link, and get in touch with Michelle if you'd like more information, and she'll fill you in on all of the goings on with her group. And obviously, it's a great way to find, again, connection with the community. So check it out. I wanted to remind everyone that the 21 days event is Thriving Through Life Change is continuing. So please be sure to tune in. We'll have to continue with our additional speakers that'll work on success, energy, and a new and improved vision for your life. So tune in, and we'll see you again soon. Thank you so much, Michelle.
Thank you so much for having me.